and welcome. This is Lisa Jones, and you are listening to the Exploring Death podcast. Hello, it's Lisa Jones with the Exploring Death podcast, and today I have with me Kate Manser. Kate was 30 years old when she realized she could do whatever she wanted in her life. And that, remembering she might die tomorrow, is the best motivation to do it. After experiencing this radical shift in perspective, Kate started You Might Die Tomorrow, her movement to inspire people at every age to really live before they die. Kate's debut book will be published in February 2020. Welcome, Kate.
Hey, Lisa.
You are my kind of girl. Let me just tell you, this has been my experience. I had an out-of-body experience 15 years ago. And when I came back, it's like, oh my God, I am here to shine light on death and help people live their life to the fullest, because you just never know when you're going to die. So tell me what happened with you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely on similar paths, and I've been following your podcast, and so I'm really excited to come on and talk with you, because I'll get to my story in a second. But one of the reasons I'm so excited to connect with you and your audience is because I'm sure you have a lot of people in your audience and who follow you who have had near-death experiences or brushes with death or experienced loss in their life. But what I learned is that while we have so much to learn from those experiences, and we can not only through our own firsthand experience, but from listening to podcasts like yours and hearing these stories, it's tragedy or a near-death experience shouldn't be like required in order to have this radical shift in perspective. Like, how can we cultivate that in our everyday life?
I always pull cards for people, so I think this will be a good time. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, this is exciting. Let's see what universe has to say. Okay. Oh my goodness, all these ones are jumping out here. Oh my gosh, so good. All right, so the first card is always the blockage card, and it's healing. And I think what I'm getting about that is that this message of, you could die tomorrow, is people, like, they don't want to hear it because they think it's scary, and they don't want to deal with it, but it's so healing, and people don't realize that they're blocking their own healing by resisting this message of you could die tomorrow. And I'm just getting such a huge amount of energy just flowing in about that, because it truly, our whole society, it's like it locks us into this feeling of fear around death. I mean, we it's all done behind closed doors, and like, even like my mom, when she died in the hospital, or even my dad in a hospital, it's like they kind of shoo you out of the room as soon as they died, and you don't get an opportunity to really deal with that. And so it's so healing when you finally open your mind and allow yourself to just know that we're all going to die. Oh, and something else is popping in, which is people think it's superstitious. Like, if you talk about like putting your will together, or if you talk about death, that somehow you're bringing it on. And that's, to me, completely the opposite. It's when you're resisting it, that's when the fear just keeps persisting. Yes. It's when you finally open your heart and let it in. So yeah, and then for you specifically, I love it. It's leadership, that you're really you're leading the charge. You're in this, this beautiful place right now of, like you said, people are hungry to talk about it. And it's almost like people are in the closet, they want to talk about it, but they don't know who to talk to about it. And so you're making it really accessible. And the leadership that you're bringing is such a beautiful, energy that we need right now around all of this. And then ultimately it's about surrender. And just like what we were talking about, you make a decision and you think, oh, this is going to be it for the rest of my life. No, you make the decision in the moment and then surrender. And then the next thing comes up and the next thing comes up. And that's what I've just really in the last few weeks have discovered, is that, me trying to think that I'm actually, controlling the situation.
Yeah.
I'm not controlling anything, like that's all just an illusion. Like things are, as I recently said, it's like there's a river and you're either swimming up against it, or you just surrender and let the boat take you where it's going to take you, and it just works so much better when you allow it to just go with the flow of what's happening in life. And again, with the intention of connecting with your joy and making decisions that, you know, lead you down that path of joy rather than, you know, turmoil and going over the rapids and all of that stuff. So
Mhm. Yeah, I'm starting to see that that element of surrender is part of like that expression of life. Following your bliss is, I think, number one, like paramount. You have to follow your bliss, and you're going to create this amazing ripple effect of positivity in the universe and of the people around you, far beyond that which you'll ever know. But leaning into fear is almost just as important, and that's what living like you might die tomorrow or facing your fear is about. We as humans, the more mysterious something is and the more it's cloaked in that darkness, the scarier it
well,
is.
thank you,
So
Kate. This was amazing. And again, it was just so synchronistic how you landed right here, right now as we're
yes,
talking, because I literally was like, oh my gosh, I need somebody on Wednesday to do this interview. And I had asked a few other people and they were all busy. And then boom, all of a sudden I got this email
yes,
from you. So once again, the universe just provides if you just open your eyes and look right in front of you.
yes, yes. And if you forget everything that we've talked about, just remember one thing: enjoy your life.
Absolutely. Perfect final words. Thank you, Kate.
All
And
right, thank you, Lisa.
be sure to stay tuned as I'm going to be pulling some cards for you up next.